Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to another episode of Couch Coaches. I am your host, John Lazaron, and joining me, my co-host, Richard, the bandwagon conductor. Lady, how's it going, bro?
The WahGon is still going. It's still tracking on. It's probably not as hot as it was last week. I think after the game there was probably a few people who were pretty quick to jump off the wagon. But I'm on. I'm on for the season. I'm on for life. And probably wasn't the it was a great first 20 minutes, but wasn't the game we were looking to for round one. But I don't know whether I'm burning my jerseys yet, John.
Yeah, no, I was just gonna say we sort your flipping bandwagoners out, mate. Because seriously, look, yeah, we'll go into the game. We'll go into round one. We'll go into detail about the Warriors game. But first up, post game, you go on social media. You see the posts. The things that our fans are saying sometimes is really cringy. Sometimes to me, it's like they're ready to burn players just because of one game, one loss. It's like settle down. It's the start of the season. Like, to be honest, there's nothing to worry about. We were dominant. Yes, we were dominant in my eyes, and we just couldn't finish the game off. And it is a concern. And to Harris said they were bad. Andrew Webster, that was the first in his post-match presser. He was very, he didn't look too happy either. But for example, Freddie Lussick, I saw so many posts about it going on. We need to get rid of him, get rid of him, and that's when you know when it's a true bandwagoner, because straight away they're ready to roast someone just because they had a bad game. It's like it does my head in sometimes. So yeah, sort your bandwagoners out, mate.
They're probably not. They're not the day oneers like me and you, John. That's for sure. It's these guys that have guys and girls that have probably bought these. The sold out the new Heritage jersey because it was a one good Warriors season. They've obviously. I will admit that sort of watching that final, probably that second half, did feel like the last probably with last year as the exception. The last 10 years of being a Warriors fan, you just, I don't think we played bad, I think I was trying to look through the sort of team list, and when I was sort of doing a bit of prep for the podcast, and I was sort of thinking, who played bad, and I couldn't really say that anyone played bad. There was a few players who definitely had their moments, and I mean Lussick got a hard time, but I mean his role was sort of with Egan kind of coming off and him coming on. He was used differently to how he was expecting to be used. But yeah, I mean that's round one. As I said before, I'm not burning my jerseys yet, but still a bit of work to be done on a few of these. Most of these guys were there last year, and they know that they're a lot better than that. That they were all over that first sort of half. They were so unlucky to sort of, I mean, not that at one point. I think I put a bet on during the game. It was like New Zealand to win by 25 plus. Like the Warriors to win by 25 plus. Like they were just playing so good, just making easy meters. I think they seem to get quite frustrated with the ref, and I think that maybe started coming off in their game. There was a lot of sort of to and fro with the ref, which I don't love to see it. And I think maybe with Timothy Lesniak in particular, I think the ref sort of called him out and said, get him out of my face because he keeps coming up. And but there was a few moments where like a penalty, which probably could have been a send off, like with that sort of shoulder to the chin early on last season. That's a send off, and that probably that tackle on between his Lesniak when he hit in the air going for the try. I mean, I think Tohu Harris went up to the ref and sort of said, at what point is this a professional foul? That's as clear as mud. Like I'm not as clear as mud, as clear as water, as far as that being a professional foul. So.
Yeah, well, it is a professional foul because he caught him in the air.
Yeah, in a try scoring situation.
Yeah, if he'd stuck to the rules, he'd probably land on the ground with the ball in his hand over the line.
Yeah.
So why isn't it not a professional penalty try? I mean, I'd have to look at the replays again just to make sure. But the first instance, I'm like, that's definitely professional foul. So I don't know what was going on there. But
it was a penalty. It was a penalty. So obviously the ref sort of acknowledged that he shouldn't have done that, and then they sort of take a step back and be like, "Hold up, what else is happening here?" But
Yeah,
I'm not blaming on that. We weren't good enough, and Cronulla would be very happy with that. I think it was a tough one, coming from 12-0 behind, and being absolutely dominated in that first 20 minutes to hold on. And we never really looked like winning it after that. We had a bit of ball in that final 10, 20 minutes, and we just couldn't convert. Hey, so back to the drawing board.
It was annoying. Like, for example, I do admit, like, for example, I don't think Lussick had the greatest game, and it was nothing to do with this game. It was just his delivery wasn't on point. A lot of passes were going behind players, and etc. Things like that. But his tackling was always good. He's always been a good tackler. But I admit that that part right there, like, he didn't have the greatest game. But again, going back to the bandwagon, as they're saying, and just roasting him, saying, "Oh, we need to cut him out. We need to cut him." It's like, this is what I don't enjoy about sometimes Warriors fans, is that they just do that. I mean, a lot of clubs fans do that, but it's just we'll take, for example, the Crusaders rugby, for example. They've lost 3 games in a row. Very, very unheard of for Crusaders. And they've never in their history lost 4 games in a row. I know that for a fact. And the thing is, though, if you go in their social medias, a lot of the fans are still right behind them. You know what I mean? It's very supportive and stuff. I know there'll probably be odd fans saying this and that, but
I was gonna say, I'm sure there's a few, yeah.
Yeah, but the point I'm trying to make,
Ed's not happy about it.
Yeah, but the point
they have won 7 years in a row, so they can kind of afford to have a bad year.
It's different. You look at that Crusaders side, there's nothing compared to what you look at the squad. There are names there I don't even know who they are.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So what I'm saying is, but the thing is, I think the fans know, the majority of the fans know that, and they're just being a bit, they're still supportive. And I just bring that up because I think our fans, the Warriors fans, can just be, they live on a ride, they live on a hype, and when that hype goes down, they're just real reactive. Our fans are really reactive, and they just go in straight away, get out their phone, do this and this, and then being day oneers like us. I mean, a lot of the day oneers I don't think will be saying that sort of stuff. They wouldn't be saying, they'll be just like, that was they played bad, but you know what? Next game we'll be fine. And like we've just said, the first 20 minutes we were amazing. And I think, I don't have the stats with me, but we were dominant over Cronulla, I thought, in that game. We let in 2 easy tries for them. Yeah, that's where they got their points. And that's where they got their points. And then we were always on the attack, but their defense was outstanding. Cronulla's defense was outstanding. That's what won them the game. It wasn't their attack, because they when they were down our end, they had a couple like minimal opportunities, but they took advantage of those opportunities. But then when we were down their end, we had many opportunities and we couldn't finish it off. We were just real clunky. And but Cronulla, you have to give credit to them. They were outstanding on defense in my eyes. And to be honest, that's not always going to win you games if you're always just defending. But the thing is, what I'm trying to get at is it's nothing to worry about. The Warriors will gel. It's their first game, and they will gel together. Just one bad game doesn't make it. And I had my eye on like players like Capewell and stuff to see how he goes. He's such a machine, isn't he? Like, just workhorse. Mm-hmm. Like the fact he was running around the park and doing everything. I like Tuapiki, but I can't wait for Chance to come back. I think he would just add a little bit more to that fullback role, to be honest, in my eyes.
Yeah. I think I was sort of, I had a bet on, I had a same guy multi, and I had a couple of try scorers, and Martinez Zelezniak was one of them. So I was watching that sort of right edge quite closely, and it seemed that the way Tuapiki was coming in, he just didn't quite have that sort of, obviously they had that combination, that right edge so good last year, with sort of Sean Johnson to Berry and then Chance would come into the line and he'd free up Dillon, and it just, those opportunities weren't happening. So I mean, I like Tuapiki, but he's quite a different player to Chance. I'm happy that he's getting another shot this week. I think definitely wouldn't say he did anything wrong. He had some good stats. He had some some big defensive players as well. Like he's not a big guy, but he's really throws body in the line. So
yeah.
I mean, interesting. They've sort of selected the same team again. I did want to point out about this game, John. Nico Hines got 6 Dally M points. I feel like, so he got 3 points from the 2 judges. How? Like, it just seems like a bizarre decision. Like, as you said, that game was won defensively. Surely you could find someone on defense. I think Will Kennelly. I mean, he was huge.
He was amazing.
He was amazing. Like, he was saved. He probably saved like 3 or 4 tries. He was putting his body on the line. Absolute, just like clutch plays. How he didn't at least get man of the match for one. I genuinely just think that the judges weren't watching that game, because I love Nico Hines. Don't get me wrong, but I mean, I don't think he had. I think he had a pretty bad game, to be honest. I really don't.
I didn't think he did anything special.
Good. Yeah. So I don't know. Maybe they're favouring their favourite, the Dillium judges. And someone like Cam McGuinness as well. I don't know if you saw the interview at the end of the game, but like his face was just battered and bruised. But I didn't check how many tackles he got, but I'm sure it would have been 50 plus and on the back of sort of 130 odd meters as well. So someone like that, defensively. But
it's a good point that you make, though, bro. It is a good point that you make, though, because like you're right. Like I remember like when you bring it up, Will Kennedy had an outstanding game. He saved so much points for them, and Nico Hines, good player. Like I agree, I'm a fan of him, but he not worth 3 Dally M points from each judge. And if anyone was to be robbed of points, and we're fat Warriors fans, but Will Kennedy is right up there to be. He's got robbed.
Yeah,
but he's been robbed.
I don't even know if he even got. Surely he at least got a point. I'll have a quick look. We can talk about something else. But yeah, I mean, as far as the Warriors went, like, I think there was still plenty to like. Noah Blake was unbelievable. Sorry, I just wrote some stats down here. 20 runs, 180 meters, 23 tackles. Barnett, similar, 162 meters, 19 runs, 26 tackles. Sean Johnson forced, I think, 5 or 6. I think it was actually 6 line dropouts. So you were talking about the bandwagoners before. People were giving him a hard time. Saying, he's good, It's like I thought he didn't have a bag. I think, unfortunately, our tech probably wasn't gelling like it should be. But I mean, he was putting some pinpoint kicks in and forcing those dropouts, and unfortunately, we just couldn't do anything with it. Two of us, Sheik, probably. I think they defensively looked like they were ready to sort of swarm around him. So he probably didn't have the effect that we want. I mean, there might be the danger of having him at centre, is that you just see you're not going to get as much room to sort of run around and be the slippery eel that he is. Rocco Berry, great game. Like defensively, had a couple of huge plays defensively. That I think he had a big tackle on Talakai close to the line. One of the hardest guys to stop in the comp. But he had about 3 or 4 sort of big defensive moments, and he's bulked up this year. He's looking big.
Well, he needed to. He needed to.
Yeah.
Because there were a lot of times when he was running the ball, taking a hit up, and he would get smothered.
Yeah.
Every time me personally, I remember him running the ball up, and you're kind of bracing yourself, even though you're watching it on TV. You're kind of bracing yourself for him to get hit, because that was the case. But yeah, you're right. He's bulked up a bit more, and you make some good points. I mean. Yeah, with the Warriors, with the center, with Roger Tuivasa-Sheck and stuff, it's just did Cronulla set a blueprint to how to keep the Warriors at bay? That's the question I'm asking right now. Have they got the blueprint there? Because they did pretty well in keeping them at bay.
They did, but I don't think we did ourselves any favors as well, to be honest. I think we just need to just passes weren't sticking. There's a lot of teams that didn't look good in the round. I don't know if you saw that Penrith Storm game. I only watched the first half, but it was one of the most atrocious halves of league I've seen in a long time for 2 quality teams. It wasn't like nothing was sticking. Like they were going wide. Taruva, I think, was on the left wing for Penrith. He dropped the ball about 3 or 4 times. It was just. Not much was happening. I mean, it was 8-0. Like it was 8-0 in the end. So, it sort of sums up the game pretty well for me. And it was I think there was a real first round jitters from a number of pretty good teams, really.
Yep.
So I'm just going to put the Warriors in that category. But we do, yeah. I mean, we need to be better.
Yep.
And I mean, the tries that we let in were a little bit soft as well. Like I was going down that. I do worry about that sort of. Yeah, Dallin seems to be sliding off his wing a little bit, and they scored two tries down that way. Yeah, they're sort of luring him in, Militalo and Ramian. So, no, I'm not going to make any massive calls about the season.
Yeah, no, neither. Yeah, it's just it was just for me it was just we were dominant, and I actually didn't get. I actually wasn't worried. Like even with 10 minutes to go, I just thought the Warriors are that good that there was something will happen, but it just didn't happen. That's why I say you got to give credit to Cronulla for their defensive efforts because that's what won them the game, in my view. But from the bench, did you see a lot of Tom Alia come on? Did he come on at all?
Nah,
nothing. Which is the confusing thing for me. You've got one guy on the bench who's had a great preseason. We've spoken about him in his preseason. He was actually a standout in preseason.
Yeah,
you've got him on the bench and you don't use him. What? I don't get that. I don't understand. It makes no sense to me. I mean,
Bunty only got 15 minutes.
Yeah, I mean,
so it seems a bit. Yeah, I mean, especially when you've got a hooker on the bench. Like it's not like you've got another. You've got Dylan Walker there, obviously, but it's not like you've got another forward. You're not playing four sort of middle edges on the interchange. You've got only three of them, and the two main sort of front row middles. 15 minutes between them. So, I mean, they've obviously slipped them again. I don't know whether. I mean, Barnett and Fanua Black were just amazing, but they need a break. And so Capewell and Ford must have both played 80 minutes, did they? Do you know?
I think so, but because I mean, throughout between the Warriors game and today, you checking social media, the Warriors fans just freaking out about Capewell and Egan being out, but then they're there. They're both there. They're both there. And again, typical Warriors fan, especially if bandwagon just prematurely getting upset and have to blast it on social media. It's like cool. I mean, I guess everyone's allowed to do that. I'm just saying that this is what I meant before about reaction. This is a Warriors, typical Warriors fan, very reactive and stuff. And it's like, oh, wait a minute, they're there. If they're there, obviously they're okay. They're okay. So,
I was particularly interested. I was particularly surprised to see Egan there because I think he looked like he was in some pain, So maybe
poor bugger,
maybe right? It just keeps happening to him. We talked about last week. I think it was 6 or 7 games last year where he had HIAs and 4 of them he didn't come back on or something like that, and then he's had sort of all sorts of injuries as well. So I hope he can just stay fit because I mean, if he stays fit, I mean, he's almost in Origin territory. I presume he's New South Wales. I don't actually know. Do you know?
Well, there's been talks about him playing for the Kiwis.
Oh, really? Getting some citizenship.
Yeah, well, he's been around for a long time. I have heard rumors that he's he's eligible for the Kiwis and that he's actually interested. Rumors. Let me just make that clear. Rumors. And someone who's been in the media a long time, you gotta be careful with that sort of stuff. You gotta be careful with that sort of stuff.
We'll be clipping that one. We'll be clipping that one without the disclaimer.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, rumors, but I don't know if he'd be up for selection in the New South Wales. I don't know if he's in Michael Maguire's thoughts or anything like that. But being the New South Wales coach now, but yeah, I mean, I feel sorry for the guy, to be honest. Just keeps getting injury after injury after injury, and he's such a good talent, and we need him on the field. So it's just bad luck for him. But can we quickly just go into the team naming because we've already discussed the team because it's unchanged, but they're playing the Storm now. You mentioned the Storm were because you watched the first half. You said it wasn't like a pretty game; it was quite messy. So where do you see this? Because if any team beats Penrith, you're gonna go whoa. they must be great this year to be able to beat Penrith. But you just said it was just a messy game all around. Where do you see this
Yeah,
game going?
it was just a messy game. It was. Yeah, I mean, I went to bed at half time. I think it was 8-0 at half time, and that was the
Yeah.
final game. It was 11 o'clock, John. It's too late on a Friday night for me these days. But Munster wasn't playing, so that's always going to be big. I'll just check the Storm team because I actually haven't had a look and see whether he's selected for this week. Look, I mean, it's we're going to have to use our bench better. I think we've talked about the Tom Ale situation. No, so Munster's out again. So that's a good thing. Good thing for the Wahs. We have to use our bench better. Hopefully we don't get too many injuries. There was also the Tuapiki, so he went off the HIA last week, so that just added to the sort of, I don't know, maybe the clunkiness of our attack, because that we just couldn't quite get in the frame and the right thing. So I think did Walker go out to centre then, and then Tuivasa-Sheck went to the back, I think. So a lot of people got their wish and saw Tuivasa-Sheck at the back for whatever, 15 minutes.
And I think that's how they'll play it. They'll play that like that. They'll use them when necessary.
Yeah. It's silly not to. But I mean, it's going to be hard. We've lost 14 straight.
Yeah.
This is a team that I thought that we were like their bogey team. I thought that, for a while we were beating them.
We have been. Well, we've been their bogey team in a finals series.
In finals games, yeah.
In finals games, yes.
We've lost 14 straight, and the average margin is 20.
That's not happening this Saturday night. That's not happening this Saturday night. Tell me right now, for everyone that's listening to hear, what is the score? What's the prediction, or what's the gap? Who's winning, and what's the gap? What's the point gap?
I mean, I on the stats, I just can't back. I can't back the Warriors. Sorry, I might bet them in tipping, and I'll show my bandwagon support there. But for the for any punters out there, I'll be going the Storm by. So the average margin's 20. Let's go by 14. Yeah, I mean, it pains me to say it, but I think, based on that performance last week, I mean, the Storm at home, they're a good team. They know how to win. We have a horrible record against them, so yeah, I can't see us getting up this week. Sorry.
All right, fair enough. I'm just gonna stick to my usually I'll stick to the Warriors all the time, but I'm also realistic. I think Warriors will bounce back 18-12 to the Warriors.
Oh wow. I'd love to see it.
The only thing I don't like about this Saturday coming up is with the Warriors wearing their Newcastle Knights jersey or the Auckland NPC rugby jersey. That's for me, it's horrible.
I don't get your beef with that. That's not that bad, is it?
It's not right. It's not right.
I mean, it is quite different. It is quite different to the other one. I'll give you that. And I don't know. Often you just kind of want maybe just a color reversal for like a home and away strip, and they've gone for something completely different. But I'm sure they're still selling the jersey out left, right, and center. The way that the WahGon's getting on.
Why not have the heritage jersey, the white one? The away jersey. Why not have that? It's a people love it as well. So why not have that? I don't get it.
It's the heritage jersey.
Yeah, I mean, am I watching Auckland NPC team playing New Melbourne Storm? Or
the Warriors have had a lot. They've had a lot worse jerseys over the years. So we'll just we'll give them that. There was one more thing I wanted to talk about the game last week. Did you notice the new ground announcer? I think he's new. He's trying to start the Warriors chant.
Yeah. Was it like?
Man, it was like the old like Canterbury, like I'm a Christchurch boy. So used to go down to Lancaster Park, and the old Crusader. It's just boring. It was sort of like it was trying to get the crowd to sort of get the Warriors chant going, but it was just
give us a little bit of a how you saw it.
Warriors. It's like it sounds straight from the mainland, so. hopefully, I have seen a few. I did see a few comments about it. Like people just been like, "Hey, was it just me, or was this a bit? Did this just not quite sound right?" So
Yeah.
I haven't actually talked to anyone who's on the ground. So I will go point that out.
You need to put that into a reel. To be honest, that went into a reel. But I'll give him this. I'll give him this. When the Warriors came out, they put a video out earlier today as well. When they came out, up was, and when they came out to Welcome to the Jungle, the song, sort of thing.
Oh yeah.
When they came out, I thought that was pretty cool. But yeah, other than that, Warrior.
Welcome to the jungle, bit of GNR.
Yeah.
Don't mind that.
Yeah. So no, that was interesting.
So Johnny, you're backing the Wars to win this weekend. How
I am backing them to win.
How are we winning? Where are we winning this game?
Because we're gonna gel this week. We're gonna bounce back. The old saying that the whole saying at the moment. In Webby we trust. I reckon he would have kicked their asses this week, and I reckon they'll gel this week. They know where they went wrong. They weren't gelling. Passes weren't sticking. They weren't going in. They weren't running their lines properly. Things just looked really clunky. You know what I mean? It didn't look. They knew the plans. They've got a good plan. They've got a good strategy, but they weren't executing them. That makes sense. And that's where I'm thinking this week they're going to execute the plans. That's why I'm believing that they're conscious of it. They know that's where they got wrong. They know that's where they went wrong. I mean, Tohu Harris, he wasn't impressed with what they were doing. So that's good to hear Tohu Harris say that instead of just going, "Oh yeah, but we didn't know." It was good to hear him say like, "No, we weren't good," and to hear him say we weren't good, but we were still from the dominant team is for me is a bit of a positive, if that makes sense. And I just think that this week, if we gel and the plans are executed, we will do really well. We'll do really well, especially if you guys got Munster if he's not there as well. I don't know if he's back or not, but yeah.
He's a huge out. I feel like that try that Metcalf scored was almost Munster-like. He's sort of Munster's obviously such a good ball runner.
Yeah, but he's a grub. He's a grub though.
Oh no, he's all right. I mean, he's a Queenslander. He's a Queenslander, so he's a grub. But he's actually one of my favourite NRL players because. I hate it when he just flops on people and just stays there, and just stays there for long. He pushes it, and the refs let him get away with it. And he knows what to do. I was going to say, as far as last week went, it was very much a week for the underdogs. I think Manly, Roosters, Raiders, Sharks, Storm, Dragons. The 6 of the 8 games, the underdog won them. With the Broncos losing, the Panthers losing, the Rabbitohs losing, the Knights lost, and the Titans.
Yeah, I was very surprised.
There was some good teams that lost. So as good as it would have been to get the 2 points.
I was very surprised. Going on, I mean, I'm only going on last season because I didn't watch a lot of preseason, but going on last season, the Knights, I thought they would just easily. I mean, not easily, but I thought they were going to, at home, they were going to easily beat the Raiders. Warriors, I thought they were going to win. Panthers, I thought they'd win, even though they were away. I don't have a lot of interest in Eels in the way they've been playing lately. And I thought the Bulldogs, particularly because they got a bit more of a stacked team. The Bulldogs have been recruiting quite well for the last 2 seasons, and they were torn apart. Titans, Dragons. I mean, come on, the Dragons. What can they do? Titans showed us last year that they can do some good stuff, but they only scored 1 try. And then Dolphins, Cowboys. Yeah, that was a bit of a hiding. So
I think did we both tip the Dolphins in that game potentially?
I definitely
did. Oh, you did. Yeah, I definitely did. I was quite high on the Dolphins in that game, but it could be a long season for them, man. Because it was so good last year, but I'm not that big on that Cowboys team, and they what was it? And then like 43-18 or something. So it was a bit ugly. And Dragons. I don't know. They were probably my wooden spoon pack. But I might have to change. I might have to sort of re-figure out that after round 1. Have you got a clear wooden spooner? You're just going to go Tigers? What, fourth year in a row?
Oh, I think they'll be up there. But I would have said either Dragons or Tigers. But I think I just need a few more rounds.
Yeah.
First. I think I can't make that decision. I can't make that sort of assumption until maybe round 5. See how the games, because I think there was a lot of jitters out there, things like that. But just while you're there, have you got the NRL website open?
Somewhere.
Yeah, if you go to it to the front page, the main page, homepage, sorry, homepage. That's the front page, like a paper. If you go to the homepage there, have you got it open?
Yeah.
Look to the right where it says NRL fantasy teams, right?
Yeah.
Look at that Newcastle top. Does that not look like the Warriors top they're going to be wearing this week?
Oh, my picture's a Broncos player.
Oh, no, they were behind him.
Nah, because it's not the blue strap.
Yeah, but then you look at the Storm below it with Munster. They're similar. Come on, they're not similar.
No, the Storm one and the Knights one are the same, but not the Oh no, that's a Bronco. Is it? I don't know. What team is that? I've clicked into it now. It's gone to the Tigers, so
Yeah.
it's not good to me. I don't think we're gonna come to a conclusion on that one, John. Maybe it'll be one to just throw it out there to the fans. Last week we asked them about our the start bench drop, and we got some good feedback on that through a
lot of people actually commented on it, didn't they?
Yeah, they did. I think someone called you out, I think, and said you're going to be dreaming dropping Payne Haas, which I agree.
Well, they're just a Ponies fan, so they can just shove it. So yeah, they can just shove it.
Really, I think it may have been a big listener of the podcast, Matt Maynard. I think so.
Oh, is it? Sorry, Matt.
Shout out to you, Matt.
Oh, sorry, mate. But still, you're wrong.
Okay. Well, speaking of start bench drop, we might as well go there. So last week we had Payne Haas, Infernal Blake, and James Fisher-Harris front rowers, and we had we went different ways. I'm going to the back this week with the fullbacks.
Oh,
so we've got three current fullbacks in the league, probably the 3 biggest names, I'd say. So we've got Reece Walsh, Kalen Ponga, and Tommy Turbo.
Oh, I think that order is right there. Is the way you just said it is the order I would have it in.
He's starting Walsh.
Yep, bench
Ponga bench,
and Turbo, and I think Turbo is awesome, but I just think because he's been so injury prone the last couple of seasons, he hasn't done much, and that's in Reece Walsh.
Imagine that's a Tommy Turbo that's never been injured before.
Oh, okay. So you're putting that out, okay? A non-injured, a never been injured Tommy Turbo.
Yeah.
Then I would say Reece Walsh, Tommy Turbo, and Kalen Ponga.
Dropping Ponga.
Yeah, well, because I think Kalen Ponga and Reece Walsh are kind of similar in a way, but I think Reece Walsh, as much as we love to hate him at times. He was a Warriors player. He left and gone to the Broncos, and he seems to have stepped up a level. His pace is really good and stuff like that, and his ability to just run around players and stuff. Yeah, I'd keep Walsh. I think most people would love to have someone that has got Reece Walsh's qualities and talents on their side. Tommy Turbo, different player to Reece Walsh, but still can break the line really easily. He breaks the line in a different way. He doesn't have to go around in speed. Sometimes he just goes through. And I think he's just he's just got different aspects to him that I'd rather have that, because he's got a big boy as well. He's quite big. And Kalen Ponga for me is an awesome player too, but he's very similar to Walsh. So if I have to have both of them, if I have to have someone on the bench that can come on, I'd rather have Tommy Turbo.
Yeah, I think you definitely got a good point about Walsh and Ponga being quite similar. You probably only need one of them there. I think I'd start Tommy T. Walsh and Ponga, which one would I? I did have Ponga, but now I think you've talked me around to having Walsh on the bench, and then I'll drop Ponga as well.
Okay.
Obviously a fit Ponga with no concussions as well. But I mean, you'd be happy either way. But I just feel like Walsh has probably just got that little bit more zip, and I think Walsh off the bench, gosh, he could do some he could do some damage to tired defences. I mean, you see what he does to fit in healthy defences early in game. So yeah, if he gets to get those fresh legs on, and he's also got that little bit of sort of, I don't know, he's got a brain fart in him as well, doesn't he? So if you just have Tommy T there, he's the more solid, bit of a bigger body, so more of a sort of probably a physical fullback, but you'd be happy either way.
Yeah, no, I mean, yeah, no, I agree. I would go with Walsh. You know, mascara and all, I'll do that. Walsh. Going with Walsh first. Yeah, starting for me.
Nice, mate. Big news. I think it was yesterday, maybe on the night before, with Spencer Leniu.
Yes, here we go.
Going to the judiciary. We touched on this last week. We all sort of obviously have heard the story and heard what's happened, but he got 8 weeks. What were your takes on that? Were you thinking more? Were you thinking less? You think that's about right? We compared it last week to the Montoya one where he yelled something out at Kyle Felt and I think he got 4 weeks for that. So is that sort of like the I mean 8 weeks. There's been a few people who have had their opinion on it, saying it's not enough, saying it's too much. Where do you sit?
Okay, so let me just say first up, there's no place for racism in sport or in anything. Doesn't matter in society, right? So that's how I feel. But in this case, yeah, he said something wrong, but I don't think his motive or intention was to be racist. Like, I know, I don't know him personally or anything like that, and he's coming out saying it was just a bit of banter. I actually kind of believe that. Like, it wasn't meant to be like it's like, how we talked about with Montoya doing it, to Kyle Felt. No, he wasn't calling him that. He was just calling him like I'm using the word dickhead, for example. Like, get up, you dickhead. But he used a different word that was just the wrong word to use. But he meant it in that way. Like it was just get up, you asshole, sort of type thing. And I think when he said that, even though it's still racist stuff, I don't think he meant it to be racist. Oh, you know what I mean? I don't know. Maybe he did. I don't know. He said it was banter and stuff. When I saw 8 weeks, I was actually when I first saw 8 weeks, I thought, yeah, that's quite a lot. But I saw Jonathan Thurston, who is Indigenous, and I saw his post about the NRL has failed, the game has failed. I think his words were, thinking he should at least got 12 weeks, and he said 12 weeks because he thinks that that would have made a statement to all players. You'd say something silly like this. This is what you're going to get 3 months out of the game. So I'm a bit funny on this because, like I said, I totally don't think racism should be there. Even if it's a joke, you shouldn't be doing that as well. But in my view, 8 games is quite a lot. So if it was like a white if it was like a white dude saying it to him and saying it in in an angry tone, like saying it because he actually really, really meant it, that could be different. But Spencer, just for me, it was just a brain fart. Saying something, trying to be stupid. He just was stupid, and he just said something, and yes, he's just paying for it now. So that's how I kind of see it. I think 8's quite a lot as well. But I can see Jonathan Thurston's point about making a statement by giving him more. But yeah, what do you reckon, mate?
Yeah, I mean, when I saw 8, I thought that was a lot. I wouldn't say that I was I wouldn't say that I was massively surprised, but I was like, that's a lot. I can kind of see where this is coming from. Yeah, obviously more would have been a statement, but I feel like 8 was also a pretty massive statement. And it's sort of I mean, we'll never know the intent of it. Leniu's come out and said there was someone had said something sort of derogatory to him in the lead up to that, but he won't. He made a comment about how he's from the part of Sydney, from people don't snitch there or something like that. So I don't know if that's like the right way to sort of go about it, just cheekily have a little dig and call Mammoth snitch while he's at it. But
Yep. He
yeah, I mean,
smirked
it is
all the
what
way
it
through
is.
it, didn't he? He smirked
Yeah,
when he was doing it and stuff like, yeah.
yeah. So I mean, yeah, it's just 8 weeks. He'll get that, and he's back for round 9 versus the Warriors. Surprise, surprise. Maybe that's what there was a secret little NRL kind of conspiracy going on that they're like, oh, we'll get him back so he can play the Warriors. If it had 7 weeks, I think if it was 7 weeks, which it probably would never have been. It's a weird number, but I think they play against the Broncos the week before, so that would have been interesting.
Yeah.
I'm sure there'll be some there might be a bit of a rivalry there. But that's probably that's the biggest news out of the NRL this week. There's been a few other sort of, I think I saw Jai Arrow might be out for the year with a shoulder injury. They're not quite sure what's happened with that. There's a few, I know it happened a few weeks ago, but Tom Gilbert's had his ACL, so his ACL after sort of being out for a lot of last season as well. So already some big injuries coming in, some big suspensions. I'm sure we've got plenty more to look forward to.
Zach Lomax heard that apparently he's on the outer, or he's looking to go, and then heard today that apparently the Eels had gone to the Dragons inquiring about if this is the case, and they've said that Zach Lomax cannot negotiate with anyone, which is they're right, but then where are all these rumors coming from that he's on the outer? So yeah, don't know what's happening.
What's the contract? What is a contract these days? Should we do a quick round of tips?
Yep.
Wait, Thursday night, Broncos, Rabbitohs at Suncorp.
Broncos.
Yeah, Rabbitohs are bad,
Yeah.
Sharks, Bulldogs, Friday night at Shark Park. Sharks $1.30 favourite.
Sharks.
Yeah, it's hard to argue with that. Sharks were good, and the Bulldogs were not. Bulldogs could be all right throughout the season, but they've just got to. They keep signing all these players, but they're not getting any better, are they? So
they're not gelling. It's the gelling, right? Yeah.
Yeah, Panthers Eels Friday night. This could be a bit of a blockbuster, I reckon. Actually, there's always a bit of a rivalry between these two teams.
Yeah.
Your Panthers $39 favourites at home, understandably, but they obviously coming off a loss. Can the Eels sort of? I think they've had. I have the stat in front of me, but I feel like they've had a pretty good run against them recently.
Yeah, I'm still going Penrith, and yeah,
I'll go the Eels.
They'll bounce back.
I'll go the Eels. Yeah, I think they'll be full of confidence. Raiders, Tigers. Tigers obviously had the bye last week, so they're sitting pretty in ninth on the table. Raiders.
Is that the highest they've been in a while?
It would be probably, yeah.
The highest the Tigers have been in a few years, yeah.
Take the 2 points. Can they pull off a bit of a upset against a pretty good Raiders team on last Thursday night?
Yeah, I think Raiders. I got Raiders.
Yeah, I forget Raiders. Cowboys Knights. Cowboys $1.42 for this one. Knights $2.80. Sign me up to the $2.80. Knights.
Yeah. It's a hard one because they were pretty good, the Cowboys. But I didn't watch the game, but I watched the highlights. But were the Dolphins awful? That's the question. 280.
Yeah,
nice. Wow, it's pretty good odds, isn't it?
That's great odds. Yeah, for I don't know. They were. You look at that form towards the end of last season. What did they win? Like 10, 11 in a row or something.
Yep.
I'll take that quite happily.
Right. Yep. I'll go Knights as well.
Storm Warriors. So I'm going Storm. So you sticking with the Warriors?
Of course I am.
Yeah,
I think they can do it.
Pains me to say it, but I've got to think with my head for this one. Seagulls, Roosters. Both teams played in Vegas. Both had pretty good wins in Vegas as underdogs. Seagulls slight favourites at home, $1.97.
Roosters. Yeah, the Chooks for me.
Yeah, I got Seagulls.
Yeah.
Kind of yuck, but Dolphins, Dragons. Dolphins at home, $1.92, so just slight favourites. And Dragons obviously coming off a good win. I'm going to go Fins up. I'm going to keep the faith in the Fins.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Flanagan's. So yeah,
Flanagan's.
yeah,
Sweet. That's us. Yeah, how good. Another a full round of footy. 8 games this weekend, Thursday to Sunday. We're going to be absolutely spoilt. So
yeah.
it'll
Nah, get
be
into it. Yeah,
that'll be me this weekend. I was away last weekend, so didn't actually get to watch as much league as I would have liked to, and probably ended up watching quite a bit of cricket on Sunday, which was a waste of time in the end. But we won't talk about that.
yeah. Nah, I'm pretty annoyed about that as well. But yeah, like you said, we'll leave that out. But yeah, no, it was good. It's good start of the season, and I mean all round. But yeah, I just really think the Warriors are gonna bounce back. And I'm thinking with my head here as well. I think the Warriors will bounce back. That's why I'm saying it. I'm not just saying it from my heart, because in previous years, even last year, when the Warriors were still doing pretty well, we spoke about this last week. It was like when they played the bigger teams, you were still weary. And I don't feel like weary at the moment with the Warriors. I'll have to see more games first, but I think they've got the talent, and I think they've got the confidence now. And I just think last week, nothing was just working. They weren't executing anything, and that's where I think they lost the game. Plus, Prunella again, said it before, their defensive effort was amazing. Yeah, so that's I think the Warriors are just gonna come and do it, and hopefully they'll break that streak. What was it, 14 games?
4 day, I think. Yeah.
Oh, far out.
Margin of 20. There's been some big. I mean, there was obviously the big one, 2 years ago, 2022 was that, where we lost 70 to 10 or whatever it was. But even then, there's been a couple of like 50 to 10s, 50 to 16 sort of. Yeah, so it's been. I was surprised when I was looking at those stats. I was like, I didn't think we'd been that bad, but we've been pretty bad against them. So,
yeah.
Hey, I'll be over the moon to see it, but I'm not going to go into this game as probably as mentally as sort of expecting the 2 points as I did last week. So maybe I'll enjoy the game more, and then if we can pull off a little sneaky win, I'll take it.
Well, just like I said to you before, just take care of your bandwagoners, mate, because some of them are really, really flipping pissing me off. So yeah, get them in order, mate. Get them in order.
Get used to it, bro. It's gonna be a season, with everyone on the bandwagon. If they can't pull off as many wins as they want, then we could be getting used to that.
Yeah, no, fair enough. All right. Well, before we wrap it up, I just want to say thanks to everyone for all your support. Last week we only went out to Spotify. We only went to Spotify last week, right? Last week, but
we're on YouTube as well.
Oh, did you? Oh, okay. I didn't see it. My bad. But thanks for all your support. We're getting more and more people coming on, which is awesome. And help us by spreading the word, because we're looking to do this. We're looking to do this every week, and we had an awesome time last year. We're going to do it again this year. We're going to ramp it up more this year as well. So yeah, just spread the word for us. And as we mentioned in our first episode, we did say that we were looking to change our name just to make it more unique. So and to be honest, we've actually had a pretty horrid time of trying to think of a new name, right? For this.
Yeah, very hard.
Very hard, yeah. So if you've got any idea, if you're listening, got any ideas, come and tell us, and we'll take it into consideration. But thanks for all your support, because we are getting more viewers and more downloads, which is awesome. It means that people are tuning into us and think that we know what we're talking about. That's good, because we believe we know what we're talking about. So yeah. And Richard promises to sort out his bandwagoners. So that should be just enticing you to listen more, just like that from that. So yeah.
I'll let them loose. Let them loose on you, John, on the Wahs.
Nah, they've already been let. Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, mate. Good for the chat, mate. And yeah, go the Warriors.
Up the Wahs, baby. Up the Wahs.
Good night, everybody.